I think I might have met a killer. So, I recently went on this date with a guy from school, a guy I met on a dating app. You know how it goes, he seemed sweet, funny, and just the right amount of charming over text, and a couple of friends even vouched for him. They knew him from class, said he was a funny, normal guy, one of those safe bets you don't overthink. Plus, we both go to this small, fancy university where everyone seems preppy, successful, and generally sane, so I thought, why not? The plan was to meet at 6 for a cute little picnic. But things started going off script when he picked me up 2.5 hours late. He rolled up around 8:30, acting like nothing was weird about that. I was already annoyed, but he flashed this smile that somehow made it all seem trivial, and I convinced myself to let it slide. We have our picnic, maybe laugh about it later. Except, there was no picnic. Instead of heading to the park, he casually mentioned we'd swing by his apartment first, just for a quick detour. I was uncomfortable, my gut was already whispering something was off, but I didn't want to seem uptight. I told myself he was just quirky, maybe trying to set the mood. After all, he was vouched for, right? His apartment was strange from the moment we stepped inside. The place was dark, with only a single candle flickering on the table and this odd, dim glow from a small light on the floor. It cast eerie shadows that crawled up the walls. The whole place felt staged, like he wanted it to look that way on purpose, but not for any good reason. And it was a multi-bedroom place, but he lived there alone. That part struck me as weird, too, like why does one guy need that much space all to himself? We settled in, awkwardly munching on the food he'd ordered, and he was visibly on edge, shifting in his seat like he couldn't quite get comfortable. His nervous energy was infectious, it made my skin crawl. Then, out of nowhere, he switched gears, asking about the darkest secrets we'd never told anyone, like it was a fun icebreaker game. I tried to keep it light, said something about shoplifting a lipstick in middle school, but he wasn't interested in small crimes. He leaned in, eyes gleaming with a strange intensity, and asked, "Have you ever seriously thought about killing someone?" The room felt even darker. I forced a laugh, told him no, but he just kept staring. Then, without missing a beat, he launched into this weird, convoluted story about his supposed time in the Navy, claiming he'd once bombed a ship, killing 5 people. I didn't even know what to say. I mean, it sounded like total bullshit, but his delivery was dead serious. Then he laughed it off like it was some big joke, but there was something behind it, something that didn't feel like a joke at all. He followed that up with a casual, "But I have thought about killing someone for real. My ex's new boyfriend, mostly." The way he said it, so nonchalantly, like he was talking about the weather, made my heart drop. I wanted out of there, but I didn't want to make him angry or set him off. I asked if he could drive me home, and to my relief, he agreed. But just as I thought we were about to leave, he suddenly perked up, like he'd remembered something important. "Wait," he said. "I want to show you something." He walked into another room, and when he came back, he was holding a rifle. A freaking rifle. He pointed it in my direction, not aggressively, but casually, like it was just another interesting object in his apartment. I couldn't breathe. My mind was racing. Was this a threat? A test? Some kind of sick game? I must have looked terrified because he chuckled softly, lowering the gun. "Relax," he said, his voice dripping with calm that was more unnerving than any shout. "I got it for hunting. Not that I could ever kill anything, not even an animal." But the way he held that rifle, so comfortable, so at ease, told a different story. Finally, we left, and I didn't take my eyes off the door until I was safely back at my friend's place. I've told a few people about the date, and every single one of them has been horrified, as they should be. I keep replaying the night over and over in my head, and every time I do, I notice something else that makes my skin crawl. The late pickup, the dark apartment, the twisted questions, the rifle, there's just this heavy feeling that something is deeply, deeply wrong with him. And I can't shake it. I don't know if I dodged a bullet that night, literally or metaphorically, but I haven't slept right since. I keep wondering what would have happened if I'd said something differently, if I hadn't kept my cool, if I hadn't managed to get out when I did. I don't know what his deal is, but my gut tells me that whatever it is, it's not good. And it's scaring the hell out of me. Any thoughts?